Democratic Washington Congressman, member of Congress from Washington, Adam Smith. It's good to see you, Congressman. You heard what I was saying at the top. I didn't get the play by the Democrats on this. You knew that the tariffs were a bluff. I mean, I know you know that. You know, you're a very savvy guy. But you're the members of your party who aren't even as bright lights as you are. They knew that this was a bluff. Why go all in about how prices were going to skyrocket when they knew that we weren't going to get to that point?
No, well, first of all, I don't entirely agree with the "we knew" part. It seemed that way, and certainly it's come out that way. And look, as a negotiating tactic, fine. I also completely agree with you. For us to be out there talking about how prices are going up before the tariffs are even fully implemented was a mistake. I mean, he said it, so let's wait until Tuesday when they were going to be implemented and not sort of take the bait. I think that was a mistake. It's all perfectly okay to warn about the impact of that, but to jump out there up front. Now, on other subject matters, I mean, what's going on at USAID, that's not scare tactics on our side. Or what's going on with the federal workforce and the impact that Elon Musk is having, basically terrorizing the federal workforce for the last 2 weeks. Absolutely firing people, and in the case of USAID, shutting down programs illegally. Programs that have been passed into law, signed by the president, he's unilaterally come in and frozen them. So that is...
Well, but you heard Pete. That's why I wanted you guys on together, by the way.
Yeah.
Pete Sessions says he hasn't taken any suggestions from Elon. And, of course, you know, I agree with you about the legality. The question is, where's the lawsuit? Constitution's pretty clear about what the president can do with funding.
Yeah, there are lawsuits that have been filed to stop the USAID thing. And look, Pete's a good friend, and I get along with him quite well. He said that Musk has not yet dictated how the House is doing. Well, he doesn't really have to. He's just doing it. Okay, he's not going through the normal legislative process. He's just doing it unilaterally. That's the problem.
So what can you do about what Elon Musk is doing?
Yeah, sue is the first thing we can do, which we have done and are doing. The second thing we can do is we can work with reasonable Republicans in the House, like Pete Sessions and others, and say, hey, we should be the ones legislating this. You know, if the Doge wants to come in and cut programs and change, cut them or eliminate them, that's a legislative process. Let's go have that legislative process. But the unilateral action that he is engaging in is violating the law. So we want to try to find reasonable Republicans who will work with us on that.
In terms of like how you go forward on this, I haven't seen any suggestions yet that the Democrats are taking the advice of come up with better ideas and try to push for things to happen. Working my sources, I hear that immigration in terms of any kind of big deal is still pretty low energy right now.
Yeah, well,
why is that? What's the Democrats up? What are they up to?
Well, I think that the area where we need to work is on the state and local level. Okay, I mean, when it comes to Congress, is what do the Democrats do? Well, we're not in charge. Okay, Donald Trump's in charge. We have limited options to actually do things. It's how we message, and you touched on that. We can message more effectively. The real opportunity lies in jurisdictions that we control. In states run by Democrats, in cities and counties, we can start to have a more reasonable approach to crime. Certainly in New York City and Seattle, we could. We could deal better with homelessness. We could do something to increase education standards. Bloomberg had a great piece talking about how, public schools are failing and we should take a different approach to it. That's what we ought to be doing, is showing that we can fix our governance struggles where we're in charge and where we have decision-making authority, while also, yes, holding Trump accountable to the extent that we can, making arguments, not, as you correctly pointed out, not flying off the handle at things that might happen, but dealing with what is and making our arguments against Trump. But I really think the area we got to get after is on that state and local government where we can actually impact things.
Yeah, but as a member of Congress, you're right to have your eyes on Musk. Now, look, I don't know that his ideas are good or bad. I'm just saying he can't be the one who's implementing them. And the sooner you understand that process, and I think litigation is the right tool, unless the president wants to bring you guys in on the process, that's his prerogative. But nobody voted for Musk, and I think that matters. But Congressman Smith, I appreciate you having the conversation. I'll give you the last point.
Sure. Yeah, no, I mean, look, I'm reading Musk's biography right now. I think, the way he comes in and is hyper-focused on efficiency, getting things done, finding solutions, I think that's good, okay, but you can't do it wielding a meat axe and violating the law. And that's what we got to push back on.
Right. As you know, there's law and then there's law, right? So if he's doing things that don't help the common concerns of Americans, there's a focus there. And I think that's what people are waiting for. In fact, I think that's the space for all you guys, is who's going to show the American people that they care less about the other side and more about the people who put them there. That's the measure. Congressman Smith, thank you for being with us. To be continued.
Thanks, Chris.